Hi everyone, Bernard here. Thanks for joining me for another little special. And this is another movie versus the poster. Which is better battle? Which is better? Quite interesting enough. One of the subscribers suggested on Twitter, and I got a little response saying which was better, the movie or the poster. And they said the soundtrack. So perhaps that's another option, but I've never been really big into soundtracks, to be honest with you. It's not been my favourite thing. I do like a good soundtrack, but it's not to me a movie. I watch a movie to watch the movie, not the music. I know it does add to it, but and people are going, "Oh my, what you say?" But I mean, it's not really my thing with it. I mean, I do enjoy music, but quite separate to movies. Anyway, so that was an interesting idea, wasn't it? So I may do that in the future. I may take more interest in the soundtracks of these movies when I'm watching them back as well. Give it a little bit of difference. Anyway, I've gone for the big guns today. I've gone to the year 2000. I had my little video shop between the 90s and the late 2000s, and this obviously came out to rent on video on DVD from December the 11th. So Tom Cruise, Mission Impossible 2, a John Woo film of course. So obviously we're talking the beginning of a franchise, aren't we? Mission Impossible 2. Let's have a little bit talk about it. Just have a look at the poster in a minute, but hey, Tom Cruise fans, great poster, isn't it? Mission Impossible 2, right, year 2000. It was a 15 rating, 2 hours and 3 minutes, so just over 2 hours. An action spy film directed by John Woo and produced by and starring, of course, Tom Cruise. And it was a sequel to the 1996 film Mission Impossible. It was the second installment in the Mission Impossible film series. It now follows Ethan Hunt as he is recruited by the Impossible Missions Force, IMF, to find and destroy a dangerous biological weapon called Chimera from rogue IMF agent Sean Ambrose with the help of his new girlfriend, Naya Nordoff Hall. It was followed by Mission Impossible 3 in 2006, and I think we're due a Mission Impossible 8 in 2022. So, obviously, when I come to the question if it's any good, obviously, to have this many franchises, there's got to be something about it, hasn't there? So, yeah, what about the film? Is it any good? Well, an 80 million budget for the original Mission Impossible back in 1996 got back 458 million. So yeah, they upped the ante on this one, Mission Impossible 2. It had a 125 million budget, so increased by 50%, and actually took almost $100 million more, so $542 million. So it became the highest grossing film of the year 2000. So box office, does it tell the truth? Was it as good as perhaps the box office is telling us? Well, it got a 63% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes, which isn't fantastic based on 57 reviews, and had an average rating of just 6 out of 10. With the critical consensus reading full of special effects, Brian De Palma's update of Mission Impossible has a lot of sweeping spectacle, but the plot is sometimes convoluted, and I won't disagree with that at all. On Metacritic, the film has a score of 5.9 out of 10, so I get even less, so slightly under a 6 out of 10, which is my sort of idea of a watchable rating, based on 29 critics' reviews, and it averaged anywhere between 2.5 out of 10 and 8.3 out of 10, so really split opinion on the critics. Joe Public must have liked it. I mean, look at the box office it got, but Internet Movie Database just about a 6.1 out of 10 rating on Mission Impossible 2. So just about a watchable score. Compare that with the IMDb Internet Movie Database rating for Mission Impossible 1, which was 7.2 out of 10. So it did drop a little bit, but hey, as I said, in a couple of years we're gonna be stuck with Mission Impossible 8, so it must still be working. Some of the comments from the users who watched Mission Impossible 2 on Internet Movie Database: good action but bad plot, 6 out of 10. I-2 definitely delivers as far as hardcore action, but some elements were excessive to the point of being cartoonish, 7 out of 10. Sets a new high for stunts, 7 out of 10. Tries hard but doesn't live up to MI1, 7 out of 10. And the awfulness is amazing, 1 out of 10. And it's a lame James Bond ripoff, 1 out of 10. Well, I've gone back and rewatched this, and I'm going to have to shock you again here with my lack of musical knowledge early on. I'm not the biggest fan of the Mission Impossible franchises. I think I do like really good stories, and these are very formulaic. You know, the baddies in a way the James Bond movies, but obviously they're done in such a better way, in my opinion. But obviously these Mission Impossible 2s, there's always great effects. I mean, Tom Cruise is superb. Let's not be doubting this. But I've never been a biggest fan of the Impossible franchise. And I mean, when you got the gimmicks early doors in the early episodes or the early features of constantly changing faces and ripping masks off, I mean, it was just lazy writing to me. It wasn't very clever. It was great the first time, but when you get to the 4th, 5th, 6th time, it gets a little bit boring and changing voice boxes, etc. There's no doubt in the popularity of this as an action film. A lot of people do like a lot of good action, or we wouldn't have all these sequels to this day and carrying on into the future, would we? On rewatch, I did get a little bit bored with it again. As I said, I wasn't totally in love with it back in 2000. But I did find the last 15, 20 minutes or so okay. I found that quite enjoyable. It sort of made up for the rest of it. But at 2 hours, to me, these are just too long, even though they are based on the budget. I suppose you have to go for 2 hours, don't you? But I mean, to me, these are an hour and a half, hour and 40-minute films at best with the content. Yeah, I mean, on a rewatch now, I'm going to give it a rewatch rating of just a watchable 6 out of 10, because I do find it a little bit repetitive. I mean, you let me know in the comments below what you think on Twitter, but I do find it a little bit repetitive, to be honest with you. And I have watched the latest incarnation quite recently. Actually, I was a bit delayed because I said I'm never in a rush to watch the Mission Impossibles, and I found the latest incarnation of this okay. Again, it's just more of the same, but there's a formula there that works as far as money's concerned for the studios. So who's going to blame them? And it is okay. If you like a good action film, you like Tom Cruise and the other obviously supporting cast, certainly add to it. So please, I wouldn't put you off going back and watching that again. I'm sure if you're a Mission Impossible fan, you've watched it numerous times anyway. What about the poster? So that's 6 for the film, isn't it? What about the poster? Well, let's have a closer look at it, shall we? Let's pull that off. I mean, it's not exactly lots of different colours. There's a lot of information, a lot of verbal diarrhea on there. I think the fact it's Tom Cruise, isn't it, with the scar on his face there, I think that's a really great poster from that point of view in a John Woo film. And again, if you do collect posters and like posters, especially if you've got a significance, I always say this to people, December the 11th is significant to you. And it does add to something like this. Say it was an anniversary and you both like this, or it's someone's birthday who loves Tom Cruise and Mission Impossible. I mean, it could be Tom Cruise, and that's be Mission Impossible, does it? But it's great when they have these little dates on. Some people don't like the dates on it, but I think it adds to the poster. So that has extra significance. I like the poster. Obviously, there's not much going on. There's a bird there in the fire. I mean, there's not a lot going on, is it? It's just basically Tom with his holster there and his gun. But I'm going to have to give the poster the victory out. I think that. See, what do you think? I think the poster is probably just about better than the film. As I said, a lot of people like the action film, so they're going to probably give this poster a higher score than the film a higher score than this poster. But in my little battle today, my little opinion for what it's worth, I'm going to give the poster victory today. So the film 6, the poster. Not massive, but poster 6.5. So the film wins today. Thank you for joining me. Please follow me on Twitter. Let me know any comments and put the comments below. All links are below. Also, some other poster movie specials I've done over the last few weeks. So please check those out. And please follow me on Twitter at nostalgia_movie. And I'm on Facebook at Bernard Deneen with links to moviegamenostalgia.com, my website where this poster is. So there's still copies of this poster. I've got a few left. Yeah, it's not limited stock, but there's still a few on there. And obviously moviegamenostalgia.com, my little website for rare DVDs. And if you can see them, some board games over there as well. So if you have a look on there, obviously it's all about analytics these days, isn't it, on Google and YouTube and everything. But if you can have a look on my website, moviegamenostalgia.com, that one there. Please, it helps with footfall, and obviously it helps me get up the Google apps and all, Google Analytics and all this sort of thing. So please, if you can have a look around there, and if there's anything you're into that I've not got on there, just give us a shout and I can try and help you through Twitter, or if you email my website. Anyway, thanks for watching today. So yep, the poster comes out on top yet again. Thank you so much for joining me for this few minutes. Whatever you're going to do the rest of the day, have a great one. Look after yourself, look after your friends, and more importantly, look after your family. And hopefully I'll see you all again very soon for something similar. Thanks for joining me. This is Bernard saying goodbye.